Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigvaldo here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Batman Ninja Team Chest. And don't worry, the Injustice Mobile News episode is going to come later today. You know the stuff where I talk about the chests that are in the store, the arena season and the challenge. I am doing it a day after the arena season, but later in that day because some new chests might get introduced if I do it too early. So today Batman Ninja Team Chest, we will discuss about it, we will take a look at every character that is going to be in there, and after that we will talk about the cost, we will talk about what other ways you have to get those characters, and we will draw the final conclusions on if this chest is or is not worth your gems. So if you like this video, if you like it, dislike it, if you dislike it, comment down below for any questions that you might have about it or about any Injustice 2 Mobile related topic. Subscribe for more content like this, maybe click that bell button to get notified for every single upload, and when I hit 2000 subscribers I'm going to start doing live streams, so if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to get to that goal faster. So with all that being said, let's get into it. So before we go into the specifics for each character, this is going to be the chest at the moment of recording these videos. Those are going to be the chances for it, and this is going to be the price in terms of gems for it. So if things are going to change in the future and you will see lower prices and you will see different chances, then the chest has changed and this video is not relevant. Of course, this does not apply if the chest is has its cost reduced by sale, and I'll talk about if you should get this chest on sale also, because it goes quite often on sale. So with all that being said, let's dive into talking about every single character over here, where you can get them and if they are good or not. First of all, we're going to be taking a look at Batman Ninja Catwoman. Let's take a look at her abilities first of all. The first is going to be Blinding Strike, so each Catwoman abilities is going to blind her opponent in case he attacks Batman Ninja teammates. So it's going to be a special kind of blind which will only be triggered against Batman Ninja teammates, including her of course, but the downside of being Batman Ninja teammates exclusive is not going to be a huge downside, since this she's going to be in teams full of Batman Ninja characters. The 9 lives is that when she or a teammate goes or lower than 15% health, they are going to be immortal for 9 seconds, and this prevents them from dropping below that amount. This applies to her and the Batman Ninja teammates. This is an amazing ability in terms of arena and Champions Arena, and will also provide some situations in raids where you would otherwise not be able to escape, and you will do fine in them too. Are you kidding me? Is going to give you a percentage of power cost gained when Batman Ninja teammates successfully block special attacks. And if the block is performed by Batman Ninja Catwoman, the special tree will trigger for no cost. This is all good. First of all, Pickpocket is going to be an ability which will deal increased damage to blinded opponents and will of course blind them because of her passive. This is a good ability to use in raids if you are pairing her up with Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd. The second ability is going to be Curious Cat, and this is going to deal some damage, inflict some dot damage, and heal you with a certain percentage of that dot damage that you have dealt, and the percentage is going to be so high that you will fully heal in the first second and then constantly heal over the entire duration. Very overpowered and very good. And the cat little damage, this is going to deal some damage, decrease the power of the opponent, and also give some little chance for Catwoman for a certain amount of seconds. This is going to be an ability that you will be looking to be using if you are going to fight Horrific Scarecrow. If you are going to fight in any other place, you will use the first ability coupled with tagging in Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd. So overall, she's going to be a great Batman Ninja character, the best and most recommended damage dealers in terms of Batman Ninja characters, and a very good character to have. But there are a few things to keep in mind about her. Her gears are not going to be found anywhere except for raid drops, so if you unlock her you'll not be able to gear her up straight away, and at the same time you need to keep in mind that she does have a challenge that appears not very often, but it appears, so you can also get her from her challenge. With all that being said, let's move on to the next character. Batman Jaguar Grodd, I have talked about this guy very many times, one of the best legendary characters. Let's go through it very fast. Crippling Blow is going to be increasing every 5th successful basic or swipe attack, which will increase your damage tremendously, and at the same time it will reduce by 30% the damage and defense of the enemy boss. This will be the enemy opponent. Basically, this applies very well on the bosses in terms of raids. This will be an amazing ability for raids and for supporting your Batman Ninja team. The second ability, Dramatic Rehearsal, you'll gain a certain amount of lethal and you will heal by a percentage you deal on the basic attacks when he drops below 30% health. This is going to make him an amazing tank and an amazing combo builder. And talking about amazing combo builder, he's going to have Master Plan, which will make him gain bars of power for any unblocked lethal that is landed by him or Batman Ninja teammates against opponents. This is going to do two things. First of all, will make him an amazing support for Batman Ninja characters, and second of all, will make him, coupled with the first ability, Crippling Blow, an amazing support character and combo builder for any character in the game. The Haymaker is going to be his main damage dealing ability because he will deal increased damage to blind opponents, and coupled with Batman Ninja Catwoman, it will Catwoman's blind ability will add up to a huge amount of damage. He also has a shield, which is also good to have, and he has the Mind Force, which will grant him bonus healing, but this one is not very much used. So overall, an amazing character to have, a very good character, but you need to keep in mind that he does have his challenge and you can unlock him from there, and at the same time you will not get his gears straight away, and his gears are pretty damn hard to come by, and most likely you'll need to get them from a paid offer. With all that being said, a great character and a very good support for a Batman Ninja team. Let's move on to the next character. Batman Ninja Robin, again, talked about him very many times. Let's get through with it very fast. Combo Kit will make him put 7 on top of the combo meter that is at the moment when he tags in. This will make him a pretty good combo builder. Ninja Lethality will give you lethal attack damage for every lethal attack hit that you land. This is a mandatory ability to have for Batman Ninja characters because this will stack upon each other and you will end up dealing huge amounts of lethal damage. So he will be in any Batman Ninja team as a support character because of that. And Monkey style swordplay will give you some little chance when the opponent misses a basic attack. This is not particularly useful. And in terms of his abilities, first ability will have a chance for opponents to miss. It's basically going to be a blind. Why don't you call them a blind? The second ability will be an ability that will deal some damage and leave some hazard damage, and the third ability will be armor piercing and will also heal him for a percentage of the damage dealt. So overall he's going to be very rarely used as damage dealer, but most of the times he will be as an ever-present support along with Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd in the Batman Ninja teams. Overall a great character, a very good character to have, though keep in mind that his gears are not anymore in the arena store. They are raid drops exclusive, and he also has a challenge and you can unlock him from there. Moving on to the next character. Batman Ninja or Joker passive will be useless in raids, will only be useful in the arena and champions arena if you are paired up against the Batman, and you can do that voluntarily to proc it. His first ability will disable fast attacks, we don't really care about that. His second ability will do only damage, and his third ability will splash a little bit of the damage on the tagged out opponents. But the main thing about this character is going to be the fact that he's got very smooth basic attacks, and at the same time will have only 4 bars of power casting his third ability, and this will make him a pretty decent damage dealer, and you can build him as a damage dealer easily. But thing to keep in mind is the fact that he has to be in the same team with Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd and Batman Ninja Robin in order to perform great. Without them he's going to be an average or below average damage dealer, so this team is a must-have for him. But if you manage to put him in that team, he will do a pretty amazing amount of damage. But he will be available in the arena seasons, and he will have a pretty easy season, so you can get him from there, and there's no reason for you to want to get him from a chest. At the same time, his gears will be available in the arena store. Let's move on to the next character. Batman Ninja Batman is going to be terrible.
He is going to have Aikido, which will do something if he gets hit by a critical attack or armor piercing attack. And this is going to be terrible because first of all, in order to proc this, you'll need to take damage. And secondly, that specific damage will need to also proc an ability that is going to have a percentage chance of his own. So this passive is almost never going to trigger, and you can't possibly do a gameplay which relies on that. His first ability is going to be pretty decent, doing some hazard damage that moves around after the opponent and also blinds them. His second ability will be trash because of the fact that it deals some damage, it makes your special tree cast no power potentially. But the problem with things like this is the fact that this is not how the games work for the people who designed this character and characters like this, like Multiverse Batwoman. This is not how you play the game, this is not how it works. The fact that this will let me cast the third ability for free is going to be totally useless to me, because by using this one I will lose all the combo that I have built up, and upon using that free special tree that you're going to possibly give me, I will lose all that damage that I would have done otherwise if I was to use this straight away. And it's not even that much of a cost difference between them. And also this may stun. This is by far the worst Batman Ninja character, and I definitely don't recommend you build him even if you get him from the arena seasons. And the last character you can get from here, and this is the second worst Batman Ninja character, is going to be Batman Ninja Harlequin. And don't get me wrong, in a fight she's terrible, maybe just as terrible as Batman Ninja Batman. But the side is that she has the passive Ninja Sidekick, which will boost your Batman Ninja characters depending on her base stats, if she's in a roster. While this is not going to be a huge value, it will be a pretty decent value, so it's good to have her in a roster, but I wouldn't rush to get her first of all, and secondly you can gradually unlock her through the arena invasions, because she does arena invasions and that's the main way to get her. So with all that being said, decent character to have if you're given it basically for free, but definitely not a character that you're looking for to get from a chest. Now that we did take a look at every single character from here, we have a problem, which is the fact that out of all those characters from here, 3 of them will be from the challenges, Catwoman, Gorilla Grodd and Robin, but it's good to get them because of the fact that their challenges will be pretty slow and it will take you a lot of time to get them from there, and at the same time you need League of Arc characters to complete the challenge, so this is a way for you to get them. But the problem is that all those 3 good characters are going to have their gears being raid drop exclusives, with Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd being very rare, and you are most likely going to end up buying them from the offer store. And the other 3 characters that are going to have their gears available to them will be terrible. At least terrible to get from this chest, because Harlequin is decent to have, but you don't need to get her from a chest that you're going to pay gems for. Batman Ninja Batman is a terrible character that you can easily get from the arena seasons, and while Lord Joker is a pretty decent character, he's going to be useless without Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd and Batman Ninja Catwoman, and at the same time he has himself a pretty easy arena season and you can get him from there. So the problem is that there are only 3 characters that you might be looking forward to get from here. Those also have their challenges available and you will not have their gear. So that's a little of a bummer, and the fact that this is going to cost a lot. Like if we were to compare it, and is it still in the store? Yeah, the shared reality chest is going to be still in the store, and over here you are going to have still pretty decent chances to get pretty good characters, and from those characters only 2 actually, Multiverse The Flash and Multiverse White Canary are not going to have their gears available to them, but nobody cares about Multiverse White Canary. But other than that, you are going to have access to pretty decent characters that you can get their gears for them from the arena store. I don't advise necessarily to get this chest. You can watch my review that I done on it. It's previously done and I'll link it down in the description. But for me, shared reality would be a much better deal, because first of all it's going to be much more cheaper, and you are like, well, it's just 80 gems. Those 80 gems are going to be 800 gems if you open 10 chests. They are going to be 8,000 gems if you open 100 chests. They add up, man. And again, most of the characters that you might get from here are going to be able to use them straight away because they have their gears in the arena store. Over here you have a problem, because if you get the good characters you can't use them because their gears are not anywhere to be found. Only the gears for the other characters are going to be able to be found easily, but they are bad, at least without the other characters. So the problem is overall that this is very expensive. first of all, and secondly has characters that you can't really use, and thirdly has a lot of characters that you can get from the arena store and they are not straight away desirable. So do I recommend you get this chest? No, maybe not even on sale, because of the fact that they have their challenges, and Batman Ninja characters, as good as they are in raids, they are not must-have characters, because they, in terms of your progression in game, because you will eventually get them through the challenges, and they are only required to fight the Brainiac challenge, and Brainiac is not a must-have character. So what you can, and also what you can do is that you make a team of the other 3 Batman Ninja characters that I talked about that are free, Harlequin, Joker, and Batman, level them up decently and do the Brainiac challenge that way if you really want to. And you can get the other 3 Batman Ninja characters through the challenges. And it's simply not a logical thing to do to get this chest when you can save up and wait for a good deal on the League of Anarchy characters, and then after you got all the 3 League of Anarchy characters, then you can have Batman Ninja characters from their challenge. This is simply the logical thing to do, because while this has some good drops, you'll not have their gear straight away, and they don't help you tremendously to progress through the game. They are very good characters to have, but they are not must have in terms of your progression. So overall, do I recommend this chest? Definitely not. Maybe if this chest is on sale for like 300 gold and you are already having most of the gears for Batman Ninja Catwoman, Batman Ninja Robin, maybe only then you can go for buying this chest. But as a new player, I don't recommend this, because almost in every situation what you get from here will be useless to you. Basically, if you don't have the gears for them, the best drop for you might be some gold heroes that you have a chance of getting. And I like the fact that there are not guaranteed gold shard chests. But other than that, in my opinion, it's going to, at least for new players, going to be a pretty bad chest. If you got most of the gears, you might want to give it a try, but I wait before it gets, I wait until it gets to sale, because the price is going to be pretty high, if not. So overall, I do not recommend this chest. Hold on to your gems, as I'm going to hold on to mine. And yeah, you can see it over there, just 388 gems, don't worry, I'm playing mainly on my secondary account, and there I have many more gems. So with all that being said, thank you very much for watching, comment down below for any questions that you might have, like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, subscribe for more content like this, and to start the live streams at 2000 subscribers, maybe hit that bell button to get your notifications on to not miss an upload, and I'll see you in the next one.